Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. All right, so here we are. Tuesday is the NFL trade deadline, 4 o'clock Eastern. Any trades that you want to get made, you got to get done by then, or wait till the offseason. And, we got fans and things that are out here saying, man, we need to trade for, this guy or sign that guy. We got to try and fix this thing right now. And Jerry Jones has gone on and said, hold up, dudes. We're not trading for anybody. We're not getting rid of our core players or anything like that. And here, I'm here to tell you why that's such a bad idea. Let's think about this now. See, fans out there, fantasy football has ruined football. In your mind, you think that, we can just trade somebody instantly. We can bring them in and they're going to plug in. They're going to work immediately. Just like, you trade running backs. Boom. I got rid of this guy. Now this guy's here, so we're winning. It doesn't work that way. You need time to teach people what to do. People are saying, trade for Ryan Fitzpatrick or, trade for, New England said everybody's for sale. Let's bring Cam Newton in. Well, bringing in Cam Newton at this point is not going to help your team. He's not going to learn your system this year. And you still got to pay these guys. Now, if you take a look at, let's take the Texans, for example. East side. Yeah, East side. Let's take a look at your Texans. The Texans thought Bill O'Brien was the next Bill Belichick. Well, everybody who pretty much was a Bill Belichick disciple hasn't done really well. Has not, except for the Tennessee's team. Bill Belichick does things that you look at and you scratch your head, but they always seem to work. Well, for Bill O'Brien, not so much. Bill O'Brien thought, I don't want to pay DeAndre Hopkins. I got a great quarterback. I can just plug in anybody with him. Well, here's the problem with that. You could go out and buy $1,000 pair of shoes. But if they're not the right size to fit, they're going to hurt your feet. You might buy a $50 pair of shoes that's the right size and they feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say that the $1,000 pair of shoes isn't a much better shoe, but it just doesn't fit your foot. It hurts. These shoes always hurt my corns. 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. And you could look at, let's say, Des Bryant and Tony Romo. Those two guys fit together really well. They knew each other really, really well. Des Bryant and Dak Prescott, not quite the same. Or you could look and say, Amari Cooper, Derek Carr. It was okay. But Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott, that's a combination that works. You like that. Because that guy is now achieving more than he was able elsewhere. And that doesn't mean that just bringing somebody else in is going to have that same chemistry. And the same thing with Michael Gallup. And I know that idea sounds great. Yeah, we'll take Michael Gallup. A lot of people will want him, and we can get some other talent here. But there's no guarantee that the other guys that you get are going to fit better in your system. Because, see, Bill O'Brien thought, well, if I go ahead and get rid of Hopkins and don't pay him a whole lot of money, he turned around and took Hopkins' money because he got a second rounder in return along with the running back. He ended up getting that second round pick and using that to get Brandon Cooks. So you brought in Brandon Cooks and you took and paid Randall Cobb to be in here. Those two guys are not replacing Hopkins because Hopkins, along with Watkins, was a combination. Now, don't get me wrong, because Hopkins would probably work with just about anybody. Because he's a freak of nature. He can literally jump out the building. And if hands were stickum, he's got stickum hands. He was always open. And so he makes that quarterback that much better. And you can look and see how good Arizona is doing having that guy, right? Yeah, they're doing a lot better. You look at the Texans who are in the toilet right now. Not that I can talk much because my Cowboys are in the toilet too. But here's the other thing. They looked and they said, well, we need help on the offensive line. Let's go out and get a tackle. Because they had one that was really good, but they let him go to Seattle. We want to upgrade that position. So they trade number ones. to the Miami Dolphins. And they bring in Laremy Tunsil. I'm not saying that Laremy Tunsil isn't good, but you turned around and you paid him a boatload of money because you said, hey, we got a stud now. And so now you realize getting rid of Hopkins screwed the chemistry of the team. You can't win. You bring in Tunsil, you now have a whole lot of money you owe him. You end up bringing in a couple of wide receivers that are a little bit older and require a lot more money. You've been better off holding on to your number 2 pick and keeping Hopkins here, taking the money from Randall Cobb and paying Hopkins. Because right now, you would have had Hopkins still here and you would have had your 2nd round pick. Okay. Now here's the other big problem and the reason why doing these trades don't work. Houston Texans, next year, currently $7 million over the salary cap. Ouch. Laremy Tunsil, $19 million cap hit. Ouch. To release him, $25 million cap hit. Brandon Cooks, $12 million cap hit for next year. You can let him go, 0 money. That's a good thing, at least dead money-wise. But Randall Cobb, $8.2 million cap hit. I'm sorry, $10.6 million cap hit, $12.5 million to let him go. Oh, and by the way, at least your team is bad, so you got the number 4 pick in the draft. Oh, that's right. You traded that to the Miami Dolphins. So, because you've done all these trades, the chemistry you had, your quarterback and wide receiver, that was one of the best in football, you don't have. Because you made this trade for an offensive lineman, you don't have a 1st round draft pick. Because you signed free agents to replace the guy you traded instead of paying him, you're over the cap. So come next year, when you look at this, you don't have the draft picks. You don't have the cap space. How do you improve the team? You're now stuck in purgatory. See, the problem is like this. Everybody wants this quick, instant fix. You know, we are the instantaneous right now. We are the internet age. You know, for us, we used to have to dial a phone with a rotary dial. It took time. And then you'd have to wait for it to finally connect. It took time. We had to actually mail letters, and you had to wait till the mailman brought it days later to read it. See, you guys have email that goes right now. It's right here. It's instantaneous. Well, guess what? Everything doesn't work that way. You guys are the same guys that, you know, you see the flex tape commercials, right? You see the basement window there, full of water and everything. Oh, let's just slap some flex tape putty and stuff on there, and we're good. And what you're doing is you're dealing with the symptom instead of the real problem. The problem is you got a boatload of water that's going against the house. So why don't you clean out the damn gutter and channel the water away from the house, and then you don't need a quick fix. So the reality is this. The way you get good in football is by drafting good players. You got 4 years of a guy who's usually not injured unless you're Cowboys and you end up drafting guys that have injury history. But you got a guy who's fresh out of college, that's young, that's strong, that's a buck, who has an incentive to bust his ass for 4 years to get the big payday. When you get that big payday, I'm not saying that players kind of relax, but for some reason it seems like they're not quite the same once they get that big payday. Have you noticed that? In that contract year, usually they're playing lights out. But after that, somehow, and it may be because they've gotten older, that they've literally peaked when they were younger. As you get older, you don't do the same things as well as you used to do when you were younger. You get hurt more. You don't recover as fast. So this is the thing. Stop looking to get rid of this guy for a quick fix. Well, this guy is playing well right now, so let's get him in here. Well, He may have peaked and now he's on the tail end side. 9 times out of 10, that's the case. And right now, you don't want to pay a guy premium money when you can get a rookie that works for about 1/10 of the money. That's how you win in football. There is no quick fix. The Dallas Cowboys, we got holes all over the place. So we need draft picks, and we need to draft well and get them out on the field sooner than later. You can't bring in all these old guys. You can look at all the free agents, the Clinton Ha-Ha Dicks, the Emerson Griffin, the Dontari Poe, we brought in like 7 guys and not a single one of them did jack to help us. Guys that were productive, guys that were Pro Bowlers. They are past their time, past their peak. You must get it in the draft and not through trades. It's not going to work. And that's all I have to say about that. And I'm glad that nobody called again, because the last 2 times I tried to do this video, I had 2 people call in. Jeez. All right. I'll see you guys tonight. Live stream, 9 o'clock Eastern. Peace.